Brian, I know that you can only be here with us for another 10, 15 minutes at the most. So tell us what your plans are once you become our congressman.
Absolutely. So it's tapping into what I like to call the hidden gems here in South Jersey that former Congressman Frank Lubiano put us on the course for with the Tech Center over in Egg Harbor Township, the Tech Village that is starting up down in Cape May, as well as the Coast Guard Training Center down in Cape May. Now, why do I focus on those assets in particular before anything else? My background in defense and aerospace in the last 10 years, I've been able to work in multiple roles, anywhere from analyst to engineering to operations, management and executive, and doing all these different types of things. And it's tapping into the assets that we have at the Tech Center. For instance, we have, along with Oklahoma, the state of New Jersey and Oklahoma are the only two places in the country that have the kind of technology that is at the disposal that a lot of defense contractors, aviation, aerospace, all up and down that industry and within that supply chain to tap into, not only just for R&D, purposes, but other things where we can repurpose things that have been used in defense for aviation, for commercial aviation. For example, most people associate drones with me because of what I've worked on in the past. Obviously, drones more specifically are used in theater with the military. They're much larger. Obviously, the fuselage is probably the size of me or bigger, and the wingspan is about the size of an airplane, etc. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about commercialization? It's tapping into opportunities so that municipalities or fire departments or police departments can utilize drones to assist them in their operations. Emergency response teams, when storms happen, can we stick a drone in the sky and have Wi-Fi? Can we have light? Can we have something that can assist? Using infrared or other technology to check on roads, to survey roads, what need to be paved, what do not need to be paved, instead of sending someone out, which can be a very time-consuming process. Utilizing and leveraging things on that path. And why do I say that we can tap into that? Obviously, having assets like we have and municipal and county airports. We need to be able to test these types of things, as well as being able to tap into, all right, if we don't as industry in general and government work side by side to get this off the ground, what's going to happen? If industry gets too far ahead and something unfortunate happens, then government is going to slam down the book, and then you're going to stunt out any kind of economic growth. And what do I mean by economic growth? I mean by tapping into these types of assets that we have and utilizing this and leveraging my background. This creates jobs, because not only do you need people to design, then you need some engineering ranks. You need people to manufacture. Okay, there's more jobs. Then you need people to repair, inspect, and that continues on and on. And what does that attract? Education. We need educated individuals to be able to do those jobs. Now, the biggest aspect, and a lot of people know this about me. So yes, I've been in defense and aerospace for 10 years, but what did I do before that? I worked for ShopRite for 7 years. That's what helped put me through college when I worked in high school and college working in a grocery store. I've learned time and time again that there are plenty of highly intelligent people out there of all walks of life that you don't necessarily need a college degree to do a particular job. It could be a certification. It could be an academy. So what happens then? Then you start creating an educational institution. It could be college. It could be something that maybe Stockton can assist with, or it could be something that ACIT or any other technical school within the district can support, or it can be an academy that specifically focuses on training that has to do with not just drones, but other things within the supply chain, within aviation and aerospace. And it's tapping into that with the assets that we have. And then what happens? That can expand to agriculture. You can disperse fertilizer from a drone. You can assist and look at the ground using basically technologically assisted photosynthesis to determine what ground needs water and what does not. There's many opportunities for that and to build on that. Now, we have a great economy here. We have plenty when it comes to the diversity of industry. Obviously, we have the casinos, we have the shore towns, we have tourism, we have fishing, we have anything under the sun that we've already have, but we can build on that, because what have we talked about before? We have Governor Murphy that's now in Trenton, right? So what happens when the economy is challenging, when taxes are high, when the cost of living is high? People make a determination on whether or not to stay here. That's young people that have gotten a great education here. They leave. or it's retirees that can't afford to live here anymore on their fixed income. So what do? They go to the Carolinas, or they go to Delaware, or they go to Florida. We need to be able to have that economic engine to make sure that we can stay in the state that we love, and not only bring companies and industry here. Look, we're not going to be able to compete with Texas or Kansas or any of these cheaper states, but we can compete with deeper, darker blue states than New Jersey, like Massachusetts and California and Connecticut, to attract companies that are there, similar lifestyle. You tell them, hey, we've got the tech center. Obviously, we've got the Coast Guard Training Center. We've got the tech village, and we have access. What do we have access to? We have access to New York City. We have access to Philly. We have access to Baltimore and Washington, D.C. It's all this type of vision that we need to tap into. We need to turn the page and have these new ideas, these creative ideas. And I like to leverage the fact, again, that my 10 years of experience in defense and aerospace, not just in the Northeast, but across the country. You know, what works over there may work over here, maybe a piece of it, and you create that mosaic. We need to have a vision and a way to balance out the assets that we have here so that we can get more attraction here and have the opportunity for people to stay here if they so choose because of cost of living or taxes. And that's the vision that I have.